My dream? To become Formula 1 world champion. My everyday goal? Staying focused, staying calm. Watch the road unfolding in slow motion. Never close my eyes. Take risks. Always keep control. And attack. Attack whenever I can. When the final line has passed, never regret. My destination? The future.
Before the race, if I have any old boards of mine or for other drivers, I am looking at that track and I'm trying to remember, if I have already been there, to remember which curves is better to take, where is the bump, which is the best line, maybe any line to try for the future, and of course it helps you a lot already to be ready for this track.
Well, the simulator, I really love this machine and sometimes it helps you. But normally I already know all the tracks because I've been to every track and I use it more for fun. They are more modern nowadays, so you can change setups and you feel it in the steering wheel and everything. So at the end you are there to have some fun.
Basically, before all the race events of Formula 1, I have to be in the simulator. So in the end, it's a lot of days, which is really good for me as well, because I learn the car. I learn how to work with the Formula 1 engineers and also the circuits where the guys are running. So yeah, it's quite beneficial for me. We just have to focus on doing consistent laps, giving good information about the car, the setup they want to try. And this is all about this.
We're doing a seat fit and a body scan to prepare something for next year. So they've got a new idea and a new system of basically scanning our body and really trying to find a comfortable position for us and hopefully a design that fits with the guys in the factory, that they can build a car around that. I think this is maybe to be proactive for something next year. You know, in case I might be in the car, it's you know, I'll be in there a bit more comfortable. When I've driven the Formula 1 and go back to 3.5, I feel more comfortable because the speed is a little bit lower, and let's say I feel I'm able to use the car a bit more aggressively and handle it a bit better. I think for a general position, it's quite okay.
Okay, exactly what we are looking for.
Welcome to Monza in Italy. It's the third round of the season and the second race of the weekend. A good performance for Jean-Eric Vergne yesterday. The Frenchman finished second and took the lead of the championship. He starts on the front row today alongside Daniel Ricciardo. The Australian pole sitter needs the win more than ever after finishing just 14th in race 1. His Formula 1 reserve driver schedule takes priority this season, but of course he also wants to win the 3.5 Series title that he missed out on last year. Ready to go racing, the flagman retreating. Oh, we've got a jump starter here. 1, 2, and another, and finally the lights change, and Ricciardo immediately under pressure from Kvyat as we head to the first corner. It's Vergne ahead, hard on the brakes here. Very little space to manoeuvre. Kvyat it is, though, that overcooks it. Ricciardo keeping it sensible, back to second behind Vergne. Great start by the Frenchman. Ricciardo piling on the pressure. He's very angry, but Vergne just as determined. Side by side, the two Red Bull juniors heading down towards the chicane.
I think this year we're competing against each other, and there's always a bit of a rivalry within the Red Bull junior team, along with all your other teammates.
Yeah, he's a rival for sure when we're racing together, but then in the life of every day, not really.
you know, we're both getting closer to the top and where we want to be. So on the track, the battles can be a bit more intense. And you know, I always enjoy if I am coming on track with Jean-Eric, I know we're going to have a good battle on our hands.
Ricciardo has the tow. Here he comes. Verne holds the line. Super racing. Oh, big moment behind the leaders. Front wing damage for Verne. It's not going to help the Frenchman as Ricciardo looks dangerous here. Ricciardo alongside. Can Verne hold the line? No! Reduced downforce up front and he shortcuts the track. He'll have to cede that position or a sanction will follow.
I think one of Jean-Eric's best qualities as a driver is he's quite an aggressive driver, which can sometimes pay off. And you know, he's made some good races from midfield before and moved his way forward. But yeah, I guess you've got to find a balance of where this is or how far to go with it. I think it's been good to him more times than not. But I think, you know, it's a quality and it's just how well you manage it.
Difference in kind of driving between Daniel and me? I don't think so. You know, we've been in the same school in Formula 1. When you're in this kind of category, the engineer kind of teach you how to drive, and we have then a little bit the same kind of driving, and I can see it in the simulator when I compare the data to him.
In 2008 we were teammates, and I spent a bit of time in his house as well in France, and he's crazy. I thought I was crazy, but he's maybe crazier in some things.
He's a really funny boy. I mean, every time you are with him, you always laugh, and even if you're not feeling really good, it's always a good friend to have. And then as a racing driver, when he has the helmet on, his biggest quality would be that he's really quick.
Van leads, but Ricciardo is harrying him all the way, and he's just set the fastest lap here. Oh, and race control have just confirmed that Verne has a 10-second penalty for failing to respect the track limits. Inevitable, of course, but sad for Verne, who's bravely battled to hold the lead despite that damaged front wing. So then Ricciardo it is who will be the winner of this epic battle.
There is this rule that says when you are behind someone trying to overtake and cut the chicane or go away from the track, so from the white line, you have to give back your position. So then after this I released a lot. I even lost 2 seconds in my lap. And the thing is, I was in front of Daniel when I cut the chicane, so there was no really a reason for me to get me the 10 seconds penalty.
You always want to win the race crossing the line in first. So you know, I won't jump up and celebrate too much, but I think Jean-Eric got the penalty for cutting the track and staying in the lead. Could have been a different race from there, but anyways, we still had a good fight, but that's how it is.
I crossed the finishing line first, so that wasn't a win, but this was still a win for me. Always be positive and trust in yourself, and keep on walking even if nothing is happening, because something will happen for sure, something good.
I love Monaco. The vibe and the atmosphere on the race weekend is really special, and I mean, one of the things is the street circuit. It's one of the tightest circuits we race on. It's one of the tightest circuits in the world, I guess, and that makes it very challenging. You know, you can't afford to make any mistakes because you're in the wall, and if you make a mistake in the practice or qualifying, then more or less your weekend's over. So it's there's a lot of pressure as well, you know, with the Formula 1 event and all the high rollers are there. You got your movie stars and everybody, and their big boats. So there's just a different atmosphere, and it's like being you know, in Hollywood but racing. I think it's fun.
Verne may lead the championship by 19 points ahead of Wickens, but it's Ricciardo on pole here, 7th in the series, but picking up his campaign in style. Lightboard turning red. Oh, they're holding them a long time, and away we go. Ricciardo getting the dream start. Wickens leads the charge, but Ricciardo has left them all behind. The pack proving 3 cars into one racing line just won't go. Last year's winner has escaped.
Yeah, Monaco wasn't a great weekend for me. I had a penalty because I cut the first corner. The guy turned just in front of me and cut the chicane. So, I mean, I could of course crash into him, still make the corner, maybe damage the car. For sure, a bit of regrets. But Daniel and my teammate Vikens were really quick, and I think that was my first year in Monaco as well. And I could have done for sure a much better result, but win the race, that should have been pretty hard.
As complete a performance as you're likely to see this weekend, Daniel Ricciardo wins in Monaco for the 2nd consecutive year. What a run!
I feel on top of the world. To lead the race from the start, it was just taking me back 1 year ago, and I think I controlled the situation quite well. And yeah, the race was perfect. After the race, you know, I spent time with the team, and we all celebrated, had a glass of champagne, and then spent a bit of time at the beach as well. So it's been a real nice day. It's nice to have the race over with by the morning, and then you've got the whole day to let it soak in and celebrate. So I'm really enjoying it.
Let's say there was one big thing I learned. Actually, maybe there is one. Not cut the chicanes. It's not because of this that I won't go in F1.
Well, this year I see that I'm improving a lot. Maybe consistency is really what I need to improve this year to become champion. I had some really great moments, some bad moments, like in Motorland, but I keep working. I'm doing a lot of running and some endurance work in the gym. Okay, of course, Red Bull also wants to have me good results also in the school, not only in the track, but this year I passed exams and it was really good, and I think next year also will be quite okay.
Vuelve a pararte, llegas, paras, ahí, venga, ahora, lifta bien ahí. Haya botado mal, sigues.
I know he's very, very talented, but this is not enough today in motorsport, and that is what I'm trying since very, very early days, that today you need to be very talented, you need to be very good, but you also have to work yourself, you have to be physically very strong, you have to be correct with the team, you have to have the correct attitude with your mechanics, with your engineers. You have to look for the small detail every time, and this is where I try to help him if he wants to one day be really a champion.
They are very good guys, you know, they are very talented drivers. They are a little bit different backgrounds. But as a team, we have to figure out how to get best out of each driver. So it doesn't matter where they are coming from, we need to find a way to get best out of them. I think they will have a great future if they are willing to work hard.
Second race of a damp weekend here at the Nürburgring. Sainz makes it a Red Bull front row. Second yesterday, he leads the drivers' standings, 18 points clear of Robin Frijns. Daniel Kvyat is on pole. 7th place in race 1 puts him 4th in the 2-litre championship right now.
Well, depends always in your strategy, in the way you want to approach the first corner. And if you want to go to the inside and you're starting on the outside, you always want to get the car like pointing a little bit to the inside. Maybe the start is not as good as starting straight, but it's more like a defensive approach to the first corner.
Kvyat gets a dream start as Sainz battles Hansen for space on the inside, and Sainz has been caught, has he? Oh, wide, sensible driving by Sainz, who slots in behind Kvyat. Well, his mirrors are full of Hansen at the moment into the next corner. Can he shake him?
When you are not first, you're always like suffering because you want to go and to get the P1. So you're always in tension. You sweat more than normally, so you want more. You always in a race want to win, but you always want to win the championship.
Well, I really don't care about the weather. There is no really big difference between dry and wet, and yeah, I think it's a good quality to be as fast on the wet as on dry. So I think no, there is no big difference for me.
Terence on two pacey into Le Degard. They collect each other. Meanwhile, up front, we find this battle with a bit more respect. We've got Kvyat and Sainz squaring up to each other once again.
Well, personalities are a little bit different. But what comes to the driving, maybe Daniel's a little bit more temperamental than Carlos at the moment is quite calm, which also helps sometimes, but each driver has a strong points and weak points.
Kvyat holding station for now. His lines are near perfect. There's very little Sainz can do except just keep up the pressure, hoping for an opening. Oh, was that one? No, well held.
I mean, the biggest pressure for sure was when we were fighting, because we were very close. Sometimes he was very close to pass me, but I didn't give up. I understood where I could pull away. I found some dry enough line, and yeah, I just pulled away. And this is very good.
Kvyat takes it. Sainz second. They're 20 seconds clear of the field.
The race is really difficult, always very risky, with some maneuvers always in the limit, with touching with P1 or P2. But a really funny race. I think I enjoyed myself a lot.
Well, of course, crossing the line first, and when you arrive in the paddock after winning, yeah, it's a really special moment for me, because yeah, I see how, especially this year, how the guys from the team are working hard, and I like to receive the congratulations from them and show them that I am winning for them.
There's rain on the track as we get ready to start. This could be very tricky with most of the field on slick tyres. Jean-Eric Vergne it is that leads the championship at the halfway mark, just 1 point clear of Carlin teammate Rob Wickens. Daniel Ricciardo hunting for points for ISR. We're racing and Wickens gets away from Paul, and Rossi spins it up and comes under pressure from Ricciardo by the wall. They've got to keep it sensible into turn one. There's a lot of moisture around here.
How went the day? That wasn't the best day, for sure. In the end of the first lap, we were side by side with another guy who was on the outside. He touched a little bit the curbstone that was wet and just came into me and bring me into the wall, so there was nothing I could do. That's racing and that's happened, so we try to make a better day tomorrow to forget this day. There is still a lot of races to go anyway, so nothing is done. I mean, the championship is still really long, and what you want to be is first in the end of the championship, not really in the middle.
Time to roll the dice again. Heavy clouds in the area. Tyre choice absolutely crucial. This is where good teams thrive, but luck will also be needed today. Wheel racks, they're full for every eventuality. We can only start on one set, so which will it be today?
We got... yeah, done. 3 sets of new wets, okay? One have just been scrubbed. So I was going to start, because it's quite wet, on new. For me, I like it heavy rain like it is now, or dry. The bit in between is very difficult to call. You either have a wet setup car for the wet or a dry setup car. The changeable conditions, it's very difficult when it's greasy.
When you're on the grid, you can only change tyres up until the 5-minute board. So when you change tyres after this, you have a penalty. So, you know, we have to make sure that we are all focused and ready to do any changes that the engineers ask in split time.
Tyre choices have been made. It's a tough call. The forecast is unclear, and we're about to find out who's got it right. And like most of the field, it's slicks for Vern. Wickens gets a great start and heads off to stop Hartley by the wall. Just behind, Ricciardo and Vern come together, trying to find space on the outside. With 3, 4 wide coming into the first turn, it's getting busy. Lock-ups midfield. Vern holding station in third. Ricciardo staying in touch here.
At the very beginning of the season, you have some circuits that are quite similar in characteristics, and halfway through the season, the circuits are more high downforce circuits and a lot faster circuits. You know, we have this one here, we have Silverstone, a Hungary Ring, you know, and these circuits are different to the lighter downforce circuits that we raced at the beginning of the season.
Wickens leads Hartley, and 3 seconds in arrears is this battle for third. It's been raging from the start. Who knows where it will end? 2 very talented drivers at work.
We got a safety car, and some cars had pitted before the safety car, and they gained a lot of track position here. So we ended up 5th, which was a bit disappointing because the start looked a bit more promising. I don't like to say it, it's still points, but you know, I came here to win, and we didn't do that. So we're myself and I know Peter, the engineer, is very keen to make it rain in Budapest, so to speak, and hopefully a double victory is on the cards.
I want to win every race that's left. Simple as that. I never look at the championship, I look at race by race, and it's my plan to win as many races as possible. So we'll try our best and fight out the championship next race.
Yeah, for sure I try to analyze my mistakes, but in the end, yeah, I don't want to think too much about it because that can maybe block me, and I need to get some positive stuff as well in my mind when I'm racing, so I don't want to think so much about bad things and just enjoying my time racing and driving in the car.
So once we changed tyres, it felt like it was going to go in that direction. The front would help, and then the rear was not too bad.
Eventually come, yeah.
But in some corners it was too pointy.
Yeah, the thing that you like, that's why we always run a big bar but no preload, because you like to lean on it mid-corner, and that's the difference.